to Great Day Houston. Our first guest today has lived a pretty normal life despite growing up in one of the most noted families in America. She's the daughter of the most famous bodybuilder in history. He was also the Terminator, and former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Her mom's family was the closest we could get to royalty in this country. Their name starts with a K. No, not the Kardashians, but the Kennedys. Maria Shriver also became a journalist. Katherine Schwarzenegger has learned a lot from her parents and has found her own mission in life. She's encouraging young girls and women to feel comfortable in their own skin, but also to share your story. She's the author of 2 books and a blog. Please welcome Katherine to Great Day. Good morning. The pleasure of meeting both your parents, and both of them were just super fun and super balanced, and like anybody could walk up to them and they would have a conversation with them and welcome them into that conversation. So very cool people.
Thank you.
I have to ask you though, what age were you by the time you figured out how to spell your last name?
I know, it took a really long time. I feel like I was like an abnormally high age to figure that out. I feel like 6th grade. I went by S my whole elementary school, so I didn't really need to learn how to spell it, but I figured it out eventually.
Yeah, because there's a lot of letters in that last
very
name right there.
Yeah, I know.
Your parents were in the spotlight, but we didn't really see you in the spotlight, you and your siblings in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And that was on purpose.
It was on purpose. Yeah, my parents really wanted us to have a very normal upbringing, and I think we really did, despite what people might think. Yeah. But we were very, very normal. We didn't, do anything in the public, and there's me as a baby.
Yes. There's your baby picture. I can just imagine you on the playground, and it's like, Mindy, Mindy.
My parents, they drove us to school every single day. We went to soccer practice. We did, very normal things.
But you blew the other kids away because they were like, hey, Mindy, what does your parents do? My mom's a rocket scientist. My dad's a neurosurgeon. Oh, that's cool. Katherine, what do your parents do? My dad's a Terminator, and my mom is a Kennedy. I mean, suddenly,
I didn't answer it quite like that, but yeah,
suddenly
it was different.
When did you figure out that your parents were known to the world?
I don't really remember an exact time I figured it out. I knew we were different. My dad would drive us to school in the Hummer, so I would be horrified. I'd be very embarrassed growing up.
How cool is that the Terminator is driving you to school in the Hummer? That's awesome.
No, I think as we got older, boys started recognizing my dad first before I even realized what was going on exactly. But yeah, they're very normal. They're just my parents to me, so.
Yeah, but seeing them on TV, what was that like? Because I know with my son, when he sees me on TV when he's little, he thought everyone's mom was on TV.
Oh no, I mean, I grew up watching my mom on TV and then going to the set with my dad, so for me it was very, very normal.
Yeah. Strong work ethic between the two of them. Your first job was at what age and what did you do?
Well, I mean, I always did little odd jobs growing up because my parents are very big on us, doing working and doing our own thing. And I had my first job in a retail store when I was 15 because I frequented it so much that my mom was like, just work there. So I worked there for a couple of years in high school, and then I did my first book when I was in college and my second out of college, and now I'm on this amazing tour with TJ Maxx called The Road to Real, and I get to travel around and interview women about what inspires them to shine a light on their inspirational stories.
And you find out so many wonderful things, and it's like the Road to Real tour. By the way, 88% of women look to other real women for inspiration. Stories from the tour. Lee, for example, who recently became reacquainted with her second daughter.
Yeah, she was amazing. We interviewed her in Seattle. It's a 16-city tour, so we're on. This is stop number 10 here in Houston. And we were in Seattle. We met Lee. She was amazing. She had told us her whole story about giving up her first child for adoption and then later reconnecting with her, and she was just really inspirational, and her work ethic was amazing. And really for me, just to be able to interview all these women and get inspired myself, but then share their stories, because I think we tend to look far to be inspired, but the reality is that it's all around us every single day.
With normal, everyday people.
Yeah, and you see how many different hats women wear. They, they're wives, they're mothers, they're caretakers, they work. So that's been really inspiring for me.
Yeah, the whole thing of everybody has a story.
Yeah,
I love it. I'll be in a bathroom stall and someone will say, Deborah, is that you? It's like, how did you recognize me in a bathroom stall? But we have conversation. And having conversation with strangers, you collect so much more information than when you stay in your own circle. Sadie became a social worker.
Yes, she was also really inspirational. She was just really, she had a really great work ethic, which I think is also really amazing, and she just really wanted to make a difference. One of the most common themes that I've seen throughout interviewing all these amazing women, we've interviewed several hundred by now, and just to hear how much they want to make a difference in the world and want to give back and help others is really refreshing for me, because you can see what's going on in the world and think that it's such a horrible place. Right. But then when you interview women who have not had an easy road by any means, but still want to make a difference and help others, that's really amazing to hear.
Yeah, and you're right. We get that sense, like when you look at a newscast, it is the unusual things that happen of the day that make the newscast. But when that's all you see, you have a tendency to think that the world is an awful place. But there are so many more wonderful people doing wonderful things than we realize. That's why this is important. Rabima took a big leap to change careers.
Yes, she did, and she was in Los Angeles, and that was an amazing woman. She's really into helping people with mental illness and really inspired by that, because one of her friends was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So just to see everyone's journeys and their stories and to see how they get inspired is really amazing.
There are a lot of people who are dealing with that D word, divorce, which you saw your parents go through.
Yeah, well, they're not divorced yet.
Separated. Separated. Haven't been together for a while. Okay, but you saw them go through that really rocky period in their relationship, and I guess the lessons you learned there is you still had a relationship with your father and your mother.
Yeah, my parents did an amazing job. I think they did like the best job I've ever seen at maintaining our family unit. We do everything together. We're, you know, together all the time for big moments in our lives. My two brothers just graduated, and we were together as a family for that. We live really close to each other, so we're all really obsessed with each other. I know I say it all the time, but like I'm like so obsessed with my siblings and my parents. I want to be with them all the time, and being on the road, that's like the hardest part. I'm FaceTiming everybody constantly. I'm like, what are you doing now? So we're very, very close knit and have a very tight bond.
Well, I won't pay attention to the National Choir anymore because but that had to be a tough period. I mean, wherever you went and you're in the grocery store and there it is right there in front of you.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to what goes on in the media. I think it's very ridiculous. So I just try to
focus
for
Great Day Houston.
Exactly. No, I'm talking about gossip stuff. I think that, you know, what goes on in my family is nothing but love for one another, and that's the most important thing. And I feel very blessed to have two parents who love each other so much and who share that love with all four of us kids.
So your parents and your siblings inspire you.
They inspire me constantly.
But also your best friends inspire you.
Yes, my friends inspire me. I feel really lucky because I surround myself with such inspirational women. You know, my sister, my mom, my brothers, my father, my friends, everyone around me really is inspirational, and I get there's such funny pictures. And I've had a lot of the same friends for a really long time, so I get inspired by them and their growth, and you know, just being in each other's lives for such a long time is really amazing. I feel really lucky.
So you share these stories across the country. Where are these stories going to go? Where they end up?
So we're gonna have a gallery opening, because every woman, when I interview the women, they get their portraits taken. So we're having a gallery opening in September in New York City, and I also highlight these women's stories on social media from each city. So that's been really awesome, and as well on my blog. So it's just been really incredible. I mean, just to be able to go around the country to places I've never been before, and to be able to go and talk to all these amazing women and just be inspired myself, but also just shine a light on their incredible stories, and the inspiration that we see in everyday women is awesome.
Yeah. So any thoughts that you might follow in your parents' footsteps, either acting or
Definitely
journalist?
Not acting. I can't keep a straight face,
governor.
So that's a problem. Politics, I'm staying way out of, very far out of it. Yeah. So I'm doing my own thing. I feel really lucky to be working with TJ Maxx right now and to be able to, you know, travel around and do this amazing job. And I have very supportive parents to be able to follow my dreams and work hard, and I feel really lucky.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can share your story with Katherine on the Road to Real tour today and tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the TJ Maxx store on West Gray, right up from the station here. For more information, we've posted a link on our site, greatdayhouston.com. Hasta la vista, baby. Thank you very much. Well, we oftentimes hear about deadbeat dads, but with Father's Day coming up, we want to share the story of an upbeat dad. When his wife left him with 3 kids to raise, he looked to his heavenly Father to help him be the role model he never had. Next.